Hello, and welcome to Did You Know Gaming Extra. In today's episode, we're looking at developers who facilitated the use of piracy or even pirated media themselves. There has been a large amount of game compilation titles released over the years. These compilations are usually a collection of games from an earlier generation, re-released for a modern console and its new audience. Many of the compilations are simple in structure, containing a selection of ROM files which are emulated on the newer hardware. Because of their reliance on emulation, some of them have been used in questionable ways. The SEGA Smash Pack Volume 1 for the Dreamcast had a total of 12 games that could be emulated on the console. While being called Volume 1, it was in fact the only Smash Pack released for the Dreamcast, being released on the same day that SEGA announced their move away from the console market. Gary Lake, one of the programmers who worked on the Smash Pack emulation code, included an extra unused file within the game's data. The file, called echelon.txt, contains instructions from Lake on how the compilation emulates the ROM files on the game disc. The file covers that the game is emulating a US Genesis console, and that the SGA files on the disc are just renamed Genesis bin files. There are then details on what command line parameters can be used to change how the emulator runs each ROM file. Gary then signs off the document with, "And don't forget to pay your respects to Uncle Sonic. Sony just doesn't get it, Gary." The name of the text file, Echelon, is in reference to a wares group who distributed Dreamcast releases. Gary had specifically made the file to tell them how to create their own SEGA Genesis emulator for the Dreamcast. A few days after SEGA Smash Pack hit shelves, Echelon posted their pirated rip of the title, including several notes about the release, signing off with, "Regards to Uncle Sonic for his help, you know for what." It would only take a few days more for Echelon to release their own simple menu system that allowed users to insert their own ROMs into the emulator that SEGA had created. This caused quite a controversy in the homebrew scene, as usually these sorts of emulators are based on code created entirely by the release group. Including the Sega-made code would deem their release piracy, as it distributes the intellectual property of Sega. Smash Pack was the last game Gary Lake worked on with Sega, but he continued to work in the games industry. Lake went on to become a technical director at Vivendi Games, EA, Midway, and Capcom, before his current role as VP of Game Technology at Warner Bros. Entertainment. Most companies are strongly against piracy of their games for obvious reasons, but in one case, it seems a company took it upon themselves to pirate part of their own product. Before making a game about pirates, somebody at Ubisoft illegally downloaded their own soundtrack so that they could give it away to customers who pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Reddit user PL Ginger pointed out that after the pre-order extras had been uploaded for customers to download, the MP3s supplied for the game's soundtrack had a comment left in their metadata, which read, "Encoded by ARSA 13. Through searching online, PL Ginger uncovered that these files were converted from FLAC files that had been illegally distributed through torrents. The company updated the soundtrack given to users soon after, altering the track order and the quality of the rips, presumably to vindicate themselves. Other developers have taken this concept a step further. Polish game developers Acid Wizard Studio actually uploaded their entire game to the infamous website The Pirate Bay. Darkwood is a popular horror game initially released in Steam Early Access in 2014 before its full release in 2017. Though garnering reasonable sales, the team was still inundated with emails requesting the Steam keys for free. They feared that many of these people were actually just looking for keys to resell on controversial CD key websites like G2A, saying they make it impossible for us to do any giveaways or send keys to people who actually don't have the money to play Darkwood. In a bold move to draw attention to the issue of the game resales as well as to promote themselves, Acid Wizard uploaded their game in full, DRM free, while also politely requesting that players at least consider buying the game. They wrote, "If you don't have the money and want to play the game, we have a safe torrent on the Pirate Bay. We have just one request. If you like Darkwood and want us to continue making games, consider buying it in the future, maybe on a sale, through Steam, GOG, or Humble Store. But please don't buy it through any key reselling site. By doing that, you're just feeding the cancer that is leeching off this industry." We spoke to Acid Wizard programmer Gustav. He told us that there was a visible bump in sales after the torrent was uploaded, and though they did not take any donations, people did their bit by purchasing several copies of the game for friends. Acid Wizard Studio still receive positive messages about the game from people of all walks of life, and consider the situation a win-win. They didn't lose sales, people who couldn't afford the game were able to play it, and it sparked a discussion about the grey market. And now it's time for this episode's random piece of trivia. Today we've picked out some trivia from Relic Entertainment's 2006 PC real-time strategy game, Company of Heroes. The title of the game could actually be a reference to a letter written by a real World War II veteran. Sergeant Mike Ranney of the 101st Airborne Division wrote,
"I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day when he said, 'Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?' Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes."
And before I go, don't forget that Did You Know Gaming Extra is supported by some fine folks over on Patreon. If you're interested in helping out the show, keeping it going, making it be the real deal, be sure to check out the link in the description down below.
You want to use your phone a friend lifeline? Okay. Let's get them on the line now, but you don't have to take the answer they give.
Alright lad, who's this?
Hello, Bill. This is Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, blimey. Hi, Chris.
Your friend here needs a bit of a favour, and they don't come much bigger than this, really, as favours. £1 million is in the balance on this question. Your answer could win your friend £1 million.
Oh, well, I'm just out for drinks with Chad Barn and Trevor Wooten at the moment. This seems like more of a job for Mr. Spectre, but I'll give it a rinse.
Right, Bill, here we go with the question and 4 possible answers, but only one is the one we're looking for. In which year was Leonardo DiCaprio born? 1972, 1973, 1974, 1975.
Who cares about Leonardo DiCaprio? I'm just here to list the patrons like Malcavio and Three Master Gamers. Vitas Varnas might know the answer, but he probably just starts Robert Cox. Hector Amarillo or your boy Beowulf would smash this, mate. Bugger. If I had time, I'd ask Dave P. or Devin Sloan, they're here. Phantom Sonic of a Natch are the real trivia buffs, they're just like Max a few trades. Ah, you're joking. Petite Mew just walked in. I'm as helpful as an error in 1355. Oh, I don't know, just pick something.
Okay, Bill, that's great. Thank you very much. Thanks for helping out. Well, I'm sorry, but your friend doesn't seem to be any help to you at all. You don't have to answer this question.
We hope that you enjoyed this episode of Did You Know Gaming Extra. If you did, be sure to click the like button or tap it, depending on what device you're using, obviously. If you want to catch more episodes in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, or click it again, depending on what device you're using. These end slates are really annoying to record because people are very, very different.